Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video where I'm going to be doing a first look map tour of the brand new Lakeland Vale 3 map by Stevie, which is due for release this coming weekend. I've been fortunate enough to be part of the testing team on the map over the last few days, and we are now at a stage where Stevie is considered the build complete, and yeah, it's time to jump in and have a look at things. So, started up in new farmer mode, as I always do when I do these map tours. So you can see kind of everything that there is in the map. And this is the house that you start with. A lovely, lovely player house. With your pickup parked nicely on the driveway here. And we're going to have a quick run around the house and a various look at different things. Little shed out the back here. And come around here, there's a couple of parked cars. Must have some friends visiting. Steamer. Workshop here, shed. Little greenhouse extension built onto the house. Very nice. Sleep trigger for the house when you want to sleep on the map is located in this corner over here. So anywhere out here where the fountain is your sleep trigger. And we'll have a look at a bit of the farmland then. So when you start the map, obviously this is an overview of the map. You can see quite a selection of fields available on the map. There are some large fields, there are some small fields. There are several placeable areas as well, like here and here. Down the bottom, so plenty of area for putting placeables on the map. And obviously there's a little bit of a town built up in the middle of the map, which we'll take a look at fairly soon. There's also a couple of other little kind of sell points and stuff on the map. So again, if you was to start in Farm Manager or start from scratch mode and you didn't want to buy all this land up here, and you wanted to start somewhere a little bit smaller, you could buy a little area here which has a supply silo, farm supply silo, you've got a farm barn sales, and you've got again small silo supplies. So you've got everything you need to start a farm there on that little bit of land, which is worth 263 grand. That would be a good little starting off point for everybody. But let's get into and have a look at the map. Now, one of the things I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier for me, turn flight mode on. Should be fine. I'll leave the HUD on so people can see the map. But what we'll do is we'll just get a bit of altitude and we can have a bit of a look. So, as you come out of the house, come out the yard into like the main farm area, the first thing you're going to run into is the chicken pen. Now the chickens are free range, built into the map. It's a custom pen, so when you go into the garage, and we'll take a look at this, scroll all the way along, most of the stuff on this map is custom. So the cow pen's custom, pig pen is custom, the sheep pen's custom, the chicken pen can be removed if you don't want it in the new farmer mode, as can the silos, small grain silo, the silage bunkers, all the sheds, the manure storage, the vehicle workshop, farm barn sales, both of those on the map can be sold. The little silo supplies can be sold, the greenhouses can be sold, diesel station can be sold, turbines, ground decals can be sold, and then hedges, various different hedges on the map, and lighting can be removed, as can different decoration items. So Stevie's done a great job of being able to allow people to clear the map of objects and items they don't want. And if you go into the purchase screen, you can buy some of them back. For example, the sheep pen, the cow pen, the pig pen can be bought back. The chicken pen cannot. So if you sell the custom chicken pen, you can't place a new one. All the silos can be repurchased and placed. So again, in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, you can place Stevie's own silos. All the vehicle sheds are available and can again be placed in any mode. I've also got the Straw Harvest add-on currently active, which is why I've got those 3 buildings, and they're not included in the map. Farmhouses, there is no custom farmhouses, so you can't sell the farmhouse. And if you want to place a sleep trigger in Farm Manager or Start from Scratch mode, you're going to need some kind of trigger if you don't want to use the standard farmhouse like this. So unfortunately, the farmhouse at the main farm is a custom farm, and it's not available. There is a little cheapy one for 75 grand if you wanted that. And again, you've got the wind turbine, which makes you a little bit of money per hour based on whatever difficulty setting you're playing at. You've got the riding field by Stevie. There is no horse pen built into this map, so you need to place your own horse pen if you're going to get into horses. And then you've got the wind pump by Stevie, which is just a decorative object. It doesn't actually give you water on this map, similar to Lakeland Vale 2. But I will show you where you can get water from as we go around and tour the map. And then you've just got things like the egg sales by Stevie. If you just want to if you don't want to have to deal with moving the boxes of eggs or pallets of eggs, you can just place this on top of the chicken pen trigger, and all the eggs will automatically get sold as they are produced. And pretty much everything else is available. Herbicide tank, manure station, farm silo supplies, all that stuff. Everything you've come to expect from one of Stevie's maps. If you've played Fenton Forest, you've played Lakeland Vale, you've played Lakeland Vale 2, you will know all about the placeables. So we've got the chicken pen here, and again, they are animal pen extension ready, so you can have water triggered there. You've got your food trough right in front of you, and you've got your buying point for buying your chickens. Now, on this particular map, the eggs spawn actually in the shed over here. So your eggs, when you have chickens, will appear in this trigger here, which some people got caught out by in the testing, but I figured it out pretty quickly. And then you've got the manure pit over here. The chickens on this map will produce manure, and you will be able to collect it from your manure bunker over here. I should also point out very quickly that another reason why I'm using the flight mode is because all the hedges do have collisions, as do the gates, and the gates have to be opened and closed and everything. But you've got your farm barn sales here for selling your straw, hay, silage, grass, etc, etc, etc. And then you've got a shed here, quite a big yard for adding a few extra placeables if you want to add placeables. Maybe your horse pen if you want to add your horses. And then down here you've got your fleet, a shed with equipment, case Magnum, case Puma or Maxim, Lemkin Cedar, Horse Pronto. Both of those are Stevie's own custom ones, and the reason for that is Stevie's map has some additional crops in the form of alfalfa. So Stevie's got basically a baler that will do alfalfa. He's got a custom baler, custom wrapper, and custom, obviously, seeder and planters that can do all the different crops. I noticed the bales aren't right though. The baler, I thought that would have been changed, because when you go into baling technology, scroll along, you've got the class SW Alfalfa baler, so that will bale anything. That will wrap any bales, grass, alfalfa, to make your silage and stuff. And then obviously you've got your actual baler there, which makes round bales. And will wrap as well. So he doesn't actually give you don't actually get a wrapper in your starting fleet, so you're going to need to get that class one quite quickly. because that's just a normal square baler. It will do alfalfa bales, but obviously to wrap them and to make silage, you are going to need a silage wrapper, and the class 1, Stevie's own modded one, is the one you would need to get. You've got your culti plough, you've got your cultivator, you've got your sprayer, you've got your spreader. All standard fare. Stevie's equipment tends to be pretty standard across the board. Over here we've got the case harvester, and again we've got the Capello header there, got the Draper header behind it. We've then got a couple of trailers. In here we've got a Challenger, we've got a Fendt 1050, we've got the Elmer auger wagon, which again is a very popular auger wagon, quite a nice big capacity on there. Again, doors open both ends of the shed. You've got your workshop trigger around the back here, and your diesel buy point for buying and refueling your vehicles. You've got another shed over here which features potato harvesting equipment, because yes, in new farmer mode, one of the fields you start with has potatoes. You've then got your truck over here at your main silo, main farm silo, and then obviously you've got your purchase point here, your farm supplies here for buying all your seeds, fertilizers, lime, TMR, pig food, anything you kind of need on your farm to start with that you can't produce yourself, you can buy it from there. You've got your decorative windmill, which, as I say, doesn't pump water on this particular map. Did on the original Lakeland Vale, but hasn't done on the last 2 maps, because Stevie's kind of gone back to using actual water on the map. You've got your crone mower, you've got your loading wagon, you've got your baler, bale stacker, windrower, tedder, and your silage clamp roller if you do a lot of silage. Right, we'll ascend a little bit, because then we can have a look. Right, so here's one of your starting fields, field 1, which is a grass field. So you start with a grass field, which you can mow. You've then got field 2 over here, which has got barley planted on it, which again is going to be ready to harvest pretty quickly and early on. You've then got a field of oats, field 3. And then if we go the other way, back through the farm and out the other side, back down this road here, there's a stream that runs across this this bit of land, look. And basically, where the water runs across the road, that is your water fill trigger. So when you want to fill up a tanker, you want to get some water, for example, to put in your greenhouses, to put in your animals, if you don't use the animal pen extension mod, then that's where you get your water from. And Stevie gives you a little tanker just there, which you can use to get your water from. And again, you get 3 greenhouses, which again, once you've provided those with water and manure, they will produce a income, a fee throughout the day. You've got a medium silage clamp right here for making your silage. And then you've got the pig farm in front of you, and the cow farm, the cow pens. And these are a little bit different this time around in the fact that Stevie's put the slurry and manure for both of them actually in the pens. So to empty the slurry and manure, you have to enter the pens via the little gates either side of the building. You'll need to drive around the back, being obviously careful not to run over the animals, and then empty your slurry and manure from there. It's exactly the same on the cows over here. You've got your manure pit there and your slurry tank right there. And then you've got Stevie's obviously slurry, manure, digestate storage building here. So you haven't got to go too far to store your manure and slurry. And again, the manure you get from your chickens you can bring over here and put in there too, if you don't want to sell it and get rid of it. You've then got field 10 over here, which again is another grass field that you start with. So again, plenty of ways to get grass very early on for your, your hay needs, your silage needs. And then we've got the sheep pen over here, which also has a manure clamp, a manure bunker attached to the back of it. So again, you'll need to go in there periodically to empty the manure from the sheep. But again, animal pen extension ready water trigger there. You've got your buy trigger. You've then got your food trigger. You've got obviously the usual straw trigger at the front of the pen, and then behind it you've got a cell trigger if you just want to just push the pallets of wool out of the way to get rid of them, if you don't want to cart them all the way off to the spinnery in town. And that's basically your starting farm in new farmer mode. That's the land you start with of course one more field, which is just across the road from the animal area, field 9, which is the potato field. A little bit awkward, this field, I must admit, because the gate, when you actually go and look at the gate here, and you open it, it does open into the field, which does mean that when you're trying to drive in here with a harvester and a tractor and trailer, it's a little bit awkward. Might be a little bit crop destruction-y. Okay, might be a little bit crop destruction-y. But then you've got obviously some other big fields on the map. So we've got field 11 over here, which is a huge field that is currently set to grow sunflowers. And when I was testing the map, I did actually harvest this field. I did do a harvest job on this field, which was great. Took me ages. And one of the great things about this map is, like I said, when you go into the store in your garage in new farmer mode, you get all the little extra bits and pieces. So for example, field 11 and 12, you can remove the hedges between field 11 and 12. You can sell it. And now the hedge is gone. So there's no hedge there now. The trees still remain, obviously. You have to cut the trees down by hand to remove the trees. The little painted bushes on the ground, they're just foliage, so you're perfectly happy to plough straight through those. So if you wanted to, you could make this, you could combine fields 11 and 12 into one huge enormous field for people that like to make massive monster fields. And there are several other hedges around the map, like I say, that you can remove to do that with. Plus there are several other fields, like, you know, 13 and 14 here, which are very happy. You could definitely combine those together to make one field, as 15 and 16 if you wanted one big field. Or if you wanted to buy both fields and then completely reshape them, because maybe you don't like square fields, maybe you want to make some wibbly wobbly field that looks a bit more organic, you're welcome to do that. Down the edges of the map, you've obviously got a lot of trees, so you can do a little bit of logging down the edges of the map. However, be advised, you can actually fall off the edge of the map if you're not too careful, as I did in testing. Then you got field 23, which is one of the big fields on the map. And again, as you can see, plenty of trees if you want to chop down some trees and do some logs. All the fields have fences or hedges around them, and they do have collisions. So, but thankfully, there is quite a generous bit of space between the field edges and the hedges and fences. Don't let that worry you too much. There's a nice little wooden bridge here for you to drive over to gain access to field 23, or to gain access to this area over here where you can obviously do some logging. And we've got some more fields, got a few decorative houses, a few little bits and pieces. We've got one of the grain mills, grain sell points over here. And again, you can see some of the nice fields, big placeable area down here as well. So again, if people want to start out with a logging company or business and do logging first before getting into farming, great place to set up all your logging equipment. Again, nice fields as we fly around. Traffic on the map runs in both directions. On the road, lovely way around it. And again, fields, trees, quite big fields in the middle. Again, big placeable area on the left here. And then, as I alluded to a little bit earlier, here's the little bit of land in the middle here, look, which has got a little silo, a little supply buying point, a little hay barn sale thing and a shed. So again, if you want to do the if you don't want to start with the main farm in new farmer mode or start from scratch, you can buy that little bit of land and you've basically got everything you need to get started. You've got a silo to store crops in, a purchase point for buying all your seeds, fertilizers, limes, etc., a place for selling all your bales, loose materials, and a shed for storing vehicles in. We'll come back to the town in a little bit. We'll carry on with the flight over at this point in time. Again, nice fields along here. Again, lots of trees around the edge of the map, which you can definitely cut down. None of the trees on this map are buried or hidden under the ground, and none of them are floating. That was one of the things that we did test during the testing process. All the testers went round looking for and trying to find any buried, hidden, floating trees or objects. We couldn't find any, so definitely a big round of applause for Stevie on that one. Don't know why so many map authors from the Mod Hub can't get that right on their maps, and I can't understand why Giants keep passing maps that have so many buried and hidden objects and floating objects on them. Over here on the west side of the map, you've got the BGA facility with a couple of large silage clamps. Again, as is usual with Stevie's BGAs, drive in and tip. No need to put anything into any sort of container. You don't need forks, you don't need buckets, you don't need scoops or conveyors. Just drive your wagon in and tip. Absolutely brilliant system. You've then got the dairy right next door to it, and then again you've got another placeable area here surrounded by a little fence with a little raising gate. Directly across the road from that you have got the animal dealership, where you can buy your animals and also sell supplies to the animals dealership, so things that the animals need to eat and stuff like that they will buy. They'll also buy water, so if you want to make some money doing water deliveries, you can do. Again, you've got some other little placeable areas here down the west hand side of the map. You then come up here where you've got the lumber mill, where you've got your log sell point and your wood chip sell point right over here. And as you can see, the map is not flat. It's not a flat map. It has got hills and terrain, and you've got a big logging area in here on different levels of terrain. So again, if you want to get some of that heavy forestry equipment in here and start trying to rip out trees and logs and things like that, you can definitely do that and have some fun doing that. And then we're back up at the top of the map again. Big Field 17. We're almost back to the farm. And then just in the middle over here, which I kind of just skipped past, we've got Jeeves Mill, which is another one of the sell points on the map. And also right next to Jeeves Mill, we've got the manure, slurry and digestate sell point. So if you want to sell your manure, slurry and digestate, that is enclosed over here at the side of Jeeves Mill. So you've also got another purchase point right there next to Jeeves Mill for buying all your farm supplies, your seeds, your fertilizers, things like that. You've got two cell triggers at Jeeves Mill. You've got the internal one, which is great for belly tip trailers like the one you start with on the map, and then you've got an external one for people who use the big trailers that tip, the big articulated trailers, like the Black Sheep Modding big tipper, the 70,000 litre tipper thing, and a couple of other modded trailers. But like I say, you can see quite a few little hills and terrain. And then we get into the main town. Now over here, first thing we've got on the right hand side here, we've got the US Mill. Again, anyone who's played Lakeland Vale 1 or Lakeland Vale 2 will know this building. It's one of the main sell points on the map where you can sell all your crops. Then round the back you've also got the spinnery if you're getting rid of your cotton and your wool and everything like that. Nicely decorated town. Nice buildings. Gives it a bit of life. People walking around. Lakeland Vale Motel. Sandwich gold mine. Plenty of cash points as well to access your finances. Goldcrest Arcade. A lot of these models have been recycled from previous games and updated a little bit in looks. You've got your basketball court over here with basketballs. There appears to only be two at the moment. There's a third one over there. And I'm sure there was a fourth one somewhere. But I have been playing a little bit of basketball. I won't lie. I have been. That's one of the things I did play. There's so many maps. There's so many maps that I've downloaded and played in FS19 that include a basketball hoop and ball. Yet when you actually go to play and go to pick up the ball, they're like fixed objects. They have no like collision and stuff. But on this map, if I just turn off flight mode quickly, I can then pick that up. And yes, you can play basketball and you can make a 3-pointer just like that on your first attempt. So I think at that point I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. Don't get better than that. It doesn't get any better than that. Making your first attempt. Especially when you're a British guy like me that doesn't play basketball, because we don't play that game over here. You've got your fuel station over here for buying your fuel. There is also a sell point round the back here where you can sell fuel. So again, if you have the global company type mods, production factories that produce diesel, you know, one of them type of factories, you can sell diesel on this map if you can make it. You've then got obviously the store building over here. Big store building is very nice. All your vehicles, when you buy them, spawn in this lovely big yard here. However, if you reset any vehicles, the reset point is back at the main farm. And I'll show you where the reset point is in a second. There's another little fuel trigger here for buying fuel. There's also a workshop trigger located right here for repairing your vehicles. Obviously the buying point, as you can see the icon just in the building there, that's where you need to go to buy your vehicles if you don't use obviously the quick menu, if you like to role play and things. There is also on this map, there is a supermarket, I believe, which will buy your eggs and things. I should know where it is because I did test all the triggers during my testing phase. I went around all these sell points, tested all the triggers for tipping stuff, selling stuff, and again there will be a trigger as well somewhere here for eggs. Getting rid of your eggs and things at the supermarket. Very nice map. Yeah, same. When you start heading into the town area here, there's quite a bit of life and scenery to it, which makes the map feel a little bit lived in. But it also provides you with quite a nice variety of fields in terms of field sizes, from big to small, you know, to large, different sizes and shapes of fields as well. So again, they're not just all square and rectangular. There are some natural fields as well on the map. As you can see, collisions on the hedges. Now, what this map, some people obviously will call it Lakeland Vale 3, I think, because of its name, the map, the zip folder name and everything. I tend to call it Snetterton's Farm. That's what I'm going to refer to this map as, Snetterton's Farm. It is part of the Lakeland Vale series, but I'm going to call it Snetterton's to separate it and distinguish it from the other two maps. Like I say, this map is scheduled for release this coming weekend. Obviously, I've got an early build of it because I did the testing. It was part of several testers who got to play the map early for Stevie and report all the issues we found with it so he could get them fixed and get them squashed. So, fingers crossed, when this map does release to you guys publicly on Saturday or this weekend, you'll be able to play it and you won't have any issues, you won't run into any problems. Probably won't need to be a lot of updates to the map after release unless Stevie takes requests from players that make suggestions to include things. One of the things, oh yeah, I was going to show you, wasn't I? The reset point. When you reset vehicles to the farm, they reset over here on this bit of land here. So be careful not to place anything on this land near your silo because this is the vehicle reset point. Okay. And then one other thing I'm going to quickly show you as well is some of the differences that Stevie's made to the animals. So let's start with the chicken, shall we? We'll turn off that for a moment and we'll buy some chickens. Buy 10 white ones. You think to yourself, well, why? Go to the animal menu. You'll notice their food requirement is wheat and barley and also corn. The chickens now require corn as well as to be 100% productive. And obviously, if you've got the animal pen extension mod, you can hit that button there and the guy will bring the pipes in and he'll give you your water to give the chickens water as well. Now if we come through here into the other animal areas, and what we'll do is we'll buy a couple of piggies, a couple of cows, a couple of sheeps, and we can see their food requirements. Go to the input point, we'll buy 10 of those. Too many. We'll do the same with the cows. One too many again. And we'll go get the sheep. You've also obviously got your milk point here for your automatic milk sales. If you have the animal pen extension mod, if you don't have the animal pen extension mod, you can get your milk out of the trigger here. Buy the water pen for the cows. Come over here, we'll do the sheep. Some sheeps. So we'll get some 15, 30. There's a bunch of sheeps. I didn't see that get bye-bye'd. That didn't bye-bye'd because I've run out of money. Let's just add a little bit of money, shall we? Just so I can complete this lovely experiment for you. There we go, we bought some sheep. Now, when we go into the animal screen now, we go down to pigs. Pigs, as you can see, require corn, wheat, barley, soybeans, canola, sunflowers, potatoes, sugar beets, washed potatoes or steamed potatoes. Again, if you use Stevie's own global company mods, you can have his potato washer and potato steamer on the map and you'll get extra fill types. Obviously, steamed potatoes sell for a lot more money than regular potatoes, but you don't have the mod conflict issues with Stevie's potato washer and steamer as you do with the other global company ones that are currently sat on the actual official mod hub. One of the things with the ones on the mod hub, the potato washer and potato sorter that produce premium potatoes, is that if you have those installed, they break straw harvest add-on and prevent you from being able to sell pellets on any map. Not just this map, but any map. It is a known conflict, as is the more bunker silos mod from the mod hub. Again, if you have that installed, you will break the straw harvest add-on and not be able to sell your pellets or your pellet pallets. But yeah, pigs can be fed any combination of potatoes, sugar beets and stuff. Your cows have total mixed ration, silage, hay, alfalfa silage and hay pellets, and obviously they take grass, dry alfalfa and alfalfa windrow. So again, you can feed your cows alfalfa if you want, lovely alfalfa, and your sheep will take grass, hay and hay pellets, as well as dry alfalfa windrow and alfalfa windrow. So you'll need to be doing alfalfa on this map to get your animals, you know, totally productive and, you know, outputting the best that they can output. If I just quickly give myself a little bit more money, one of the things I'm going to do as well is I'm going to place a horse pen. Now, fortunately, we only have, like I say, the official ones installed. Take a horse paddock. Object collides with an object. Put that down right there. We'll go and buy some horses. We'll check what their food requirement is, shall we? Yeah, we'll click on this. We'll get one of each. Pipes in. Obviously, you can come around with Stevie's decorating tools as well, because obviously one thing Stevie does give us on this map is a whole load of brushes, whole load of different brushes, look, that we can use to paint grass, we can paint flowers, paint all sorts of stuff. Loads of decoration choices, different foliage. You want to make your map look nice and pretty. You don't just want, when you're using the landscaping tool, so much stuff that Stevie adds, look, that you can put in here. Make your own hedgerows. All different foliage. So if you like to make your own maps, like I say, farm manager start from scratch, you can definitely set up your own farm, do a lot of detailing, look, because you've got loads of different foliage options on the map. But let's have a look. Horses then. What do the horses require? They require oats as well as hay, dry alfalfa windrow or hay pellets. So again, oats and hay, and also the effectiveness. Stevie's changed the ratios of how much like different items you have to put in the animal pens to balance it out a bit differently. So if you are running animals on the map, you are going to be needing to do mowing. You're going to be needing to get grass and hay and silage and that kind of stuff, because those are going to be things which are, you know, big productivity bonuses to the animals. The actual crops like the horses, the oats, are not quite as important as the hay and stuff to their productivity. And it's the same with like the cows and the sheep. You're going to have to hit that alfalfa quite hard and heavy. But like I say, one of the things we do like about the map is that when we go into the garage, pretty much sell off most of everything. So you can sell off the hedges, sell the wimpum, sell off more hedges, get rid of the decorative stuff around the farm. You might decide to yourself, I don't want to be able to sell the wool directly at the farm. I'd sooner take it to the spinnery. Well, let's get rid of that. I don't want a diesel station at the farm. I want to buy it from the diesel, from the filling station in this town. Fine, remove it. Oh, I don't want the greenhouses. Fine, they can be gone. I don't want the small silo supplies at the farm, because I want to be able to buy my own pallets of stuff from the store. Fine, it's gone. Get rid of the greenhouse. Small silo supplies, you can get rid of that one there as well. And that little plot of land. And get rid of the farm barn sales. Vehicle workshop. Get rid of the manure storage. Get rid of the sheds. You don't want the sheds. Even the sheds, other sheds around the map on different fields, you have access to them all, so you can sell them all. What I love most about Stevie's maps, everything at the farm can pretty much be scrapped off. Want to get rid of your big sheds? You can get rid of your big sheds. Want to get rid of your bunker silo? Don't want to be doing silage? Can do. Want to get rid of the silage? You can get rid of the silage clamps of the BGA if you want. If you're the kind of person that uses fermenting stations and fermenting buildings instead of bunkers, you can sell all of those. That's perfectly fine. You can get rid of the small grain silo. You can get rid of the big silo. You can actually get rid of your whole farm silo lot. And it's gone. We go back to the farm now, look. Boom. Whole map has been pretty much scrapped at this point. And get rid of the sell point sleep trigger from the house if you wanted to put it in a different part of the map. You can't sadly get rid of the house, it's built into the map. And like I said, you've got the animal pens as well you could get rid of if you wanted to make bigger fields and put some fields in those areas instead. And obviously you've got all the starting fleet of equipment, which we've kind of been over and covered. Anyone who's played the other maps in the series in the Lakeland Vale range will know kind of what vehicles and equipment Stevie always gives you. I'm a little bit surprised with him giving you the baler. He didn't give you the wrapper, the class wrapper. I may possibly message him about that and say, hey, Stevie, can you give us the class wrapper in your starting fleet of equipment? Because the baler you've got doesn't include it. But there we go, folks. This has been a novel first look at the I'm going to call it Snetterton's farm. I know Stevie will probably call it Lakeland Vale 3, but I'm going to call it Snetterton's farm. Because it is kind of a new version of the map he released for Farm Sim 17. Quite a nice map, lovely map. Some lovely detailing gone into it, especially when you start going down through like the water areas. You've got a lovely little bridge there. Look, you can go across. And you've got another bridge just up ahead. Waterfalls and everything. Stevie does put a lot of work into making his maps look pretty. Obviously it can come at a cost in terms of performance, but that's why he only releases the maps for PC, and why he says, you know, you need a mid to high end PC to play the maps, because he doesn't cut corners on textures and stuff like that. You know, everything's high quality. It's a very nice little map. And what's one of the things I could not get my head around as I was play testing this over the last 3 or 4 days, when I was working some of the fields are big, and you start to think to yourself, this is a 4x map, this isn't a standard map. But it is a standard map. It is a standard map. Yeah, it feels so much bigger when you start playing it. Especially when, like you say, you look at the field over there, you know, and some of these other fields. But I love the layout as well. I like how he's got the sell points set up around the map. I love the way he's included placeable areas around the map, so for people to add in their own buildings and factories and production and stuff. That's brilliant. I love it. And like I say, having spent 4 days testing it, I could not find a lot of bugs and issues with the map, compared to some that I've played that have been released on the official mod hub that have apparently been tested fully by giants and apparently certified as being the most fantastic maps ever. I didn't run into too many issues, and what issues I did run into, I messaged Stevie, and within 24 hours they were fixed. They were fixed, and an update was released for the map. You know, new version was sent out to the testers. You know, that's his level of commitment. I know some people criticise Stevie because, you know, he releases maps, and then when you do get issues reported, or if players make suggestions and make requests for things, he does try to accommodate it. So Stevie will update the map. And I know some people get upset with that. They're like, oh, he's just released a new version of the map and I've got to start a new save game. Well, at the end of the day, you don't have to update your map if you don't want to, if you're happy playing the version you're on. But like I say, Stevie's the kind of mod author that he isn't going to leave something out there that's broken, or if there's something that can be improved massively on the map, or somebody makes a suggestion or a recommendation that actually kind of, you know, makes a lot of sense, he will put it in place and he will release an update fairly quickly, which again, compared to some of the maps we see on the official mod hub that go many months without getting any kind of updates or fixes, I actually quite like that. I have no issue with Stevie releasing, you know, if Stevie was to release a new update every single day, it wouldn't bother me, because at the end of the day, I would rather play a map that was fixed. And the sensible thing, you know, and I say this to everybody who complains about Stevie's maps, is that, you know, Stevie's going to be fixing and updating the map if there are problems and issues. So instead of downloading the map the very first day it releases and jumping into a game that you plan to play for 500, 600 hours, you know, why don't you just wait a little bit, you know? download the map and have a play, have a bit of a play for a couple of hours, you know, in a not too serious kind of way, just to get a look at the map and a feel for it. But then wait a week or two for Stevie to do whatever updates he needs to do, whatever fixes he needs to do, and then download it for your long-term, long commitment save games, you know. But anyway, this has been my first look map tour of the Snetterton Farm map. Yeah, see, I'm already getting used to saying Snetterton Farm. Part of the Lakeland Vale series. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, folks. If you have, make sure to leave a like button on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this map, and let me know what you think of other Stevie maps. I have played most of them up till now on the channel. I have played both Fenton Forest maps that he released, and I have played Lakeland Vale. I also did a map tour of Lakeland Vale 2. And now I've covered this map as well. So there we are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. Also, please feel free to share this video with everyone you can. You know, try and help me get some more views on these videos, because they do take quite a bit of work and effort to produce, and it would be nice to see the channel growing and expanding and getting some more viewers and subscribers. Definitely would like to hit 1,000 subs at some point this year. That would be nice, especially as I'm an official Giants partner. It would be nice to support an official Giants partner with an official subscribe. And of course, don't forget as well to check out my Twitch channel, where I live stream most days and play Farming Simulator on a dedicated server, multiplayer server, which is available and open for anyone to join if they want to contact me and ask for details. So you are more than welcome to come and play with us on the map. Be a part of streams if you want to be. The server is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a fully dedicated server. Just message me and let me know. But for now, from me, CWATTY, here in Farming Simulator 19, and obviously big thanks to Stevie for this wonderful new map that he's releasing. Like I say, it should be out this weekend, folks, so head over to Stevie's Facebook page and keep your eyes peeled for that. It will release fairly soon. And until then, from me, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.